here for Mondays. Yes, guys. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Yes, I am your host, Regina, and you're listening to the Creative Loops Podcast. Yes, guys, I'm back. It feels good to be back. I took some time. Yes, I took some time away. Yes, I did. But I'm back. And this is an apology episode, to talk about, why I was away and, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, guys. And I appreciate you all. You still have been downloading my episodes, though. And I appreciate you all for supporting and still rocking with the Creative Loops Podcast. Yes, I appreciate you all. I love you all. Yes. For all the new listeners and all of the active listeners, I welcome you all to the Creative Loops Podcast experience. Yes, guys. Come on, keep on tuning in. Yes. Yes, guys. Oh, I welcome you all. Yes, once again, yes, I welcome you all for tuning in with me this evening, this nighttime, this daytime, whatever time. I appreciate you all for tuning in with me. Once again, I am your host, Regina, and you are listening to the Creative Loops Podcast, Monday Randomness Sound Off. Yes. Yes, guys. Oh, yes, I took a not brief, but I took a long hiatus. I can say that my last episode was the end of 2021. And if you all have been listening to the episode, which I know you have been, you know that my podcast is going to be, changing up just a little bit. I'm going to be adding a lot of things to my podcast and taking away some stuff. But however, if you like certain things on my podcast, by all means, I always tell you all to drop me an email at the Creative Lips Podcast at gmail.com. And I'll be sure to check it out and get back to you all. And also, it's like I'm going to be adding my episodes of Triumph. Yes, trying to, keep on incorporating those and my Self-Care Wednesdays and also my Music Fridays. Yes. Yes, everybody loves my Music Fridays. I noticed that all of you, just about majority of you, have been downloading my DJ music mix sets. So I appreciate you all for doing that. Yes, I do. I thank you all for just rocking with my podcast. So now I always like to start off my podcast with words of encouragement, guys. Yes, words of encouragement. Yes. Words of encouragement for those who are faced with situations before them. Situations that is faced to where you cannot see the light of day. You don't know if you're coming or if you're going. You don't know what's going on in your life. You don't know when that door is going to open for you so you can get out of that situation, you know? And I'm here to tell you that for you to just hold on and stick in there. You will get through that situation and it'll work out in your favor the way that you want it to be made out in your favor. Yes. So hang in there, have faith. And also, try to have some type of faith-based way or, time in your life where you can really, really look at that situation in a different light if you have that faith based before you and in your life. Try to construct it in your life. Now, I'm not talking about being religious or anything like that, because I don't do that here. I don't even do that in my own life. I'm just more so being spiritual. Having a spiritual sense that you already know that the Creator has your back. Yes. You already know that. So I am here to tell you all that you will make it through. If you will just hang in there, you will get through that situation. You will get out of it. You will overcome it. You will make it through. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Yes, guys. Yes. So, I'm back, guys. And, let's get into it now. Let's unpack the apology. So I just want to say, before I get into this apology episode, I want to give a shout out to Khalil. Khalil is a friend of mine, and he's also a co-worker of mine for my day job. But however, he is a dope person. I tell you, he's a beautiful person inside and out. And he was the one that kind of gave me a little push to come back. I was going to come back to you all. But, just like I stated, and, we both talked about this, that, I needed this time so that I can help with my family and help them heal, and also heal myself as well. And I'm still in the process of doing that. And, sometimes we need to take those breaks so that we can bounce back. I have an episode that's basically, it just talks about it on my Self-Care Wednesdays. I talk about how do you bounce back from your setbacks? Like, how do you do that? And I'm going to put in the description, when you click on this podcast, I'm going to put a link to where you can listen to that episode. And I'm also going to repost it also on my Instagram as well. But however, sometimes it takes time for certain people to really, really bounce back fully from hurts, from, situations that, sometimes we can't even talk about, and sometimes some people wear it on their sleeves. And I know me personally, I know I can honestly say that I am a prime example of that. I wear my heart sometimes. It depends. But for the majority of the time, I do wear my heart on my sleeve. And especially, some of the things that I have been going through in my personal life, it took some time for me to overcome and for me to get back here to you all so that I can talk to you all, and y'all can hear my voice, and we can just get into some things, you know what I'm saying? And I really miss doing this. I can honestly say that this makes me happy. I always say this, that doing this, what I'm doing right now, it is the best thing that I could ever do. Honestly, it's the best thing that I could ever do in my life. And how many of you can say that? How many of you can say that you have things in your life that makes you happy? How many of you can say that? How many of you can honestly raise your hand and just say that I have something right now that I am doing in my life that makes me happy? I don't care about the money. Now I'm going to say this. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the fame or the likeness or whatever the case may be. You just know that when you are doing that thing, whatever it is that's positive, when you're doing that thing, I got to add positivity in there. When you're doing that thing, it is the most, I can tell you, it is the most wonderfulest thing that you ever had in your life. Now, I know that sometimes, during those setbacks that we are faced with in our lives, sometimes it can get the best of us. It can take a major toll on us. But when you are doing that thing that you love to do, I'm telling you, it takes away. It makes you understand. It really makes you think and reevaluate your life. And it really helps you heal when you are doing that thing that you love to do. And that's something that I can honestly say, just like I said, doing this is the best thing that I could do. It's the best thing that has ever happened to me. I can honestly say that. Doing commentary, having my podcast, having Creative Loops podcast, oh man. I don't know how many times that I can sit up here and I can just say that this is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I can honestly say that. And I really love talking to you all. And I really appreciate you all rocking with my podcast. And, getting into the apology, I want to truly honestly apologize to you all of my active listeners, and all of the new listeners too. But however, for my active listeners, for people who have been rocking my day ones, you know what I'm saying? My day ones. Yes, my day ones have been rocking with the Creative Loops podcast. I want to apologize to you all. I can honestly say that, what they always, sometimes people say that, black folk, we don't follow through. We're not consistent with the things that, we do in our lives, whether it be, owning a business, or down to, just doing stuff that we know that we are supposed to do for ourselves, like taking, better care of ourselves, like our health. We're not consistent. And I can honestly say that I've talked about this a lot on my podcast, about being consistent and about, applying yourself and sticking in and following through with your goals in your life. But it's a difference. It's a difference when you have traumatic situations. Oh man, traumatic situations that happen to you in your personal life, on top of another one, back to back. And you have to find your way around that. You have to try to figure out how are you going to get around that, just to try to, have your comeback, from that setback. And you can continue on doing the things that you love to do. And I can honestly say that was very hard for me. I can put it out there, and I can say this. I can say some of the celebrities, that the world follows. I don't know how they do it, but I believe it's really, really hard. Because you have this one persona, in society, in the world, in the public's eye, and they see you one way, but then, your family or your friends or your significant other probably knows you another way, and they see what you go through on a personal level, whether it be good or whether it be bad. And you have this persona that you're displaying in the public's eye, that you are this person, whatever your brand is, whether it be actor or actress, a singer, a songwriter, or comedian. It doesn't really matter. If you are in the public's eye, the world expects you to be a certain way. The world expects you to not get hurt, not cry, not have any type of feelings. They just expect you to be your brand, your on brand, 24/7. But I'm here to tell you all, I'm quite sure some of you know this, but some people are delusional. I just have to say that. If any of you feel offended by me saying that, I'm sorry. Some people can be delusional, and they get mixed up and caught up in that brand of that person, who they follow, who they, idolize, Yeah. And, they get lost. They get lost, and they lose touch of sight, and they fall victim to, thinking that this person is invincible. And, we are all not invincible. We are all not. Everyone, these celebrities, these actors, whoever you follow, they all bleed, just like you and me. They all have problems, situations that is faced before them. Some more than others. We just don't know about it. But, getting back to the apology, I just wanted to just say that because I'm human. I am human. And just like all of you are that's listening to me right now, you're human as well. And you go through different trials and, elements in life that, may cause you to go on a little bit of a hiatus like I did. But the good thing about it is, and the thing that we all should do, is not stay there. Not stay stagnant in that hiatus. And it was time for me to come out of my hiatus and talk to you all and express, what I've been going through briefly. Because just like I said, some things are still, a little bit personal of what I'm going through. But however, I can honestly say that, once again, my situations that I've been faced with were very traumatic, But just like I always say, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I can honestly tell you all that whatever situations is faced before you guys, I can honestly say that if you have that faith base, I'm telling you, believe in God, have that faith and trust to know that He will bring you through. God will bring you through. He will bring you through whatever situation that is faced before you. I can attest to that, and I can tell you that you will make it through if you just believe. And, that's why I'm here today, because I made it through. And once again, whenever I feel comfortable with, I will share with you all on my Self-Care Wednesdays. I'll probably make an episode basically talking about some things that, that is faced before me, because you never know. People say, I know someone said to me, Regina, just talk about some things, because you never know. It might help someone. And I said, you know what, that's right. I'll do that. You never know what I always say, your testimony that you made it through, you can share it with someone else. And maybe that can be a beacon of light for someone, a beacon of refreshment and encouragement and inspirational knowledge that you can share to someone that may be, in fact, going through or have been through the same thing that you have been through. I'm telling you guys, it works. And, so my apology is to you all. I apologize for being away from you all for such a time as this. But however, I am back. Sometimes we need that time, so I'm giving you an apology. I'm also saying that, look, I needed my time. You know what I'm saying? I needed it, guys, and it was well worth it. Well worth it. So, this is my Monday randomness sound off. And for those who are new to my podcast, my Monday's randomness sound off are normally just as what it is. I'm randomly talking about, different topics about myself, or it could be about the latest, topics that went viral, or just randomness stuff that I normally talk about on a Monday. And for the different things that has changed on my podcast, just like I said, my podcast is going in a different level. I used to have my Are We Here For It Mondays. Now, Are We Here For It Mondays is basically talking about all of the latest things that went viral. It could be, talking about hot topics for celebrities, something that happened to them, whatever, or the latest news that's happening in the world, and I talk about it. It could be, I could talk about COVID. I could be talking about, gas prices going up and skyrocketing. It could be anything. And what I do is, towards the end of that episode, I would ask you, are you here for it or are you not here for it? That's just pretty much what it is. And I did away with that. I didn't really get a big response from you all. You know what I'm saying? So I just stopped those episodes, and it's just going to be geared towards, once again, my Monday randomness sound off, and just what it is. Yes. Once again, I appreciate you all. Yes, I do. I appreciate you all for tuning in with me, supporting my podcast. I really do. I wholeheartedly thank you all for just downloading my episodes during that brief hiatus. Because you all have been downloading my episodes, and I was just like, oh my God, like some episodes I have 2,000 downloads per episode. Like, all together I have over 15,000 downloads on my episodes, guys. Yes. Are you kidding me? Oh, all I can do is just thank God. Yes, guys. I appreciate you all for rocking with me. Yes, this is episode number, I didn't even say what episode it was. It's episode number 99. And I know I said that I was supposed to do something special for you all. I didn't forget about that for my episode 100. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push it to episode 200. I want to see how much you guys love listening to the Creativeness Podcast. So when I get to my 200th episode, I'm going to do something special for you all. So keep on tuning in and rocking with me. Follow me on all of my social media, guys. Yes. follow me on Instagram at Creative Lit Podcast. Yes, guys. Follow me on Twitter at Creative Lit Pod, guys. And also, just like I said, I am also on SoundCloud. I will upload my latest episode on SoundCloud, guys. And I'm also on YouTube too, guys. Follow me everywhere you get your favorite streaming podcast, guys. Yes, I'm everywhere. All right, guys. Until next time.
You are now listening to episode 99 of the Creative Lit